I'm back at the Cherry Blossom Festival. Behind me is Shofuso, or the Japanese house. Unfortunately, I could not get tickets this time, so we'll have to just deal with me zooming in and looking at it from afar. But as you see, the Cherry Blossom Festival. And in the background, we have...
Hey, Snacky Girls here.
Of course, we have our favorite little collaborator with us.
What up, guys? How you guys doing? I hope you guys having a wonderful time here. You know it's so cold, but we're gonna see the nice, beautiful view of the cherry blossoms.
Yeah, she'll also be vlogging, right?
Yep.
Yes, she'll be vlogging, and check out her channel in the collaborator section below. And, well, let the voiceover commence. I have a long history with the Japanese house. I used to volunteer here in high school, so that's like 2008 to 2012. I was here about 2010 to 2012. I was doing volunteer work. This place is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. While we couldn't get in, I still love seeing it from afar. Hopefully one day I will make a vlog of this place and be able to actually go in, but for now, the tickets were sold out. Believe it or not, I guess that's believable, but yeah, they were sold out. Anyways, here's the actual festival. It was a little lighter this year, shockingly. I was expecting it to not be as light. I was hoping it to be the same volume as last year. Go check that other video out. Scroll down through my page. There was still the home good, like the homemade stuff was still there, and there was only like one or two vendors actually selling stuff, which, you know, no problem, but I like to actually buy branded stuff. These homemade crafts were amazing. They were about $65 though, and I was not planning to spend that much money here. It's not really a convention in the sense, but it was, it was a little high, and I understand they had to, make profit because it is homemade. Well, one of the vendors, and you can kind of see it back there to your right, that was one of the vendors I mostly spent money at. And I was really shocked that it was so light this year. I was hoping for it to be, to be more. I was hoping there to be more vendors. Of course, you have this vendor here. This was a cool, was that capybara? I think it's a capybara vendor. And just a plush vendor in general, this one was. I was really expecting there to be a lot more. I was hoping there to be a lot more. I thought, okay, well, maybe the same vendor from last year was going to be here. And I was going to buy like a movie guide like I did last year. And there's the Lucario. My friends talked to me. They tried to get me to buy it because Lucario is like my favorite Pokemon. But no, I didn't buy it. These were the figures I was eyeing. And their prices are $40. That is going to make me very scared for Otakon. Let me tell you, I don't know if Otakon vendors are going to sell that high. I hope not, because I am collecting these Banpresto figures that you see. They're high quality, they're better than Funko, and they're always being made. They're always in production. Maybe some aren't, but a good majority are. They also have plushies and minifigures. These figures are very, like I said, high quality, and very much the ones that I really want, and I was eyeing those My Hero Academia figures. There was a couple back there too. This was cool. It was like a blanket of sorts that showed, I think that said amulets with chibi and like cute pictures on it. This was another, I think this was a homemade craft craft vendor, I think. No, this wasn't, sorry. I think that was further down. This was a licensed vendor. I have to say that was a really cool. It was like all cute stuff, and then you go into like the crazy demon, hellspawn stuff. It's real cute, demon hellspawn stuff. Love how some vendors are. This I was actually eyeing. I wanted to buy it, but it was like over $100, and like I said, I wasn't gonna spend that much. But I do want this one day. Here we go. Here's the vendor I spent a little bit of time at. I was really debating on if I wanted to buy, a figure here, or if I wanted to buy a plushie. This vendor is always here. This is pretty much like the vendor that has like the most figures, I would say. Their selection is okay. As you can see, there's $30, $40, which $30 isn't going to really break me, but that 40 is worrying. I can't really say for much like I buy from this vendor. What I mostly do is I just look to see like what they're selling, and they're mostly selling like they are selling Banpresto. Don't get me wrong, they are selling Banpresto, but they're selling like different figure, like the brands I'm not looking for. Anyways, moving on, we have the Japanese house outside. So this is what they're selling on the outside of the Japanese house, and this is open to the public. Once you get into the actual event, you can see, you can buy anything from them. This is basically like their gift shop. Here is some of the books. This is a history of the Japanese house, Shofuso. I was thinking about buying this one. This is Hiroshi Senju. He did a few of the art pieces he did the art pieces inside the Japanese house. I loved seeing some of this, the Bushido and just the samurai stuff. I love samurai and ninja. I'm trying to get books on them and read about them. Around this part of the event, you would normally start smelling food. A lot of food, like onigiri and fried meats and just pretty much all like really good foods. We were questioning where it was, and we should have read the signs, but we did not until we started to read the signs and noticed that they actually moved the food area in the back, which I think was a good idea. It didn't really cause too much traffic issues. In years past, it just caused too much clutter and too much problems. In years past, like it was just too cluster of a area. It was just really hard to like sit and walk around. Being back here, you actually get a chance to walk around and spread out more. And here's the last shot of the event. This is the back area of the event, right where the food court used to be, which I wish they put more seating out, to be honest. And here is the cherry blossoms. Really beautiful cherry blossoms this year. Hoping maybe sometime, maybe next year, I'll go to DC with my friends. Maybe not, who knows. But yeah, this year was really lackluster, I have to say. Hopefully, if I go to DC, that'll probably be better for me. But if I don't, hopefully next year's a lot better and less lackluster. I hope there's just more vendors than it was this year. I had a lot of fun at the Cherry Blossom Festival, hanging out with friends and just enjoying the vibe that comes with the Cherry Blossom Festival. I didn't buy a lot. I usually don't during this festival, and it's a festival. It's not like a convention, so I try not to go too out of the way in terms of like buying stuff for my collection. But I will obviously show you what I got. The first one is Tales of Old Japan. This is by A.B. Mitford. Anyways, I'm not sure who A.B. Mitford is, but this is folklore, fairy tales, ghost stories, and legends of the samurai. This was being sold at the Japanese house, and it has some interesting stories in here. The 47 Ronins, the Gunpachi and Kurosaki Loves, Kazuma's Revenge. I believe I've heard of that. I know 47 Ronins I have. This is really nice. I'm going to look forward to jumping into this, actually. It looks really nice. Has some illustrations in there. I will say the art on the front is really cool. I wish it was art on the back, but on the front's fine. These last two are figures, and I do want to say spoilers ahead if you're not up to that point in My Hero Academia. If you're not up to that point, then I guess just skip this, and I'll see you in the next vlog. But if you are caught up and you do know where these, and you have gotten past this part or you're all finished, then I'll show you these two, and I'll show them now. These two, like I said, are part of My Hero Academia. This is going towards my MHA figure collection, and they're by Banpresto. Armored All Might right here. That's what he's going to be looking like. And he goes with Shigaraki. Is that Shigaraki? Yeah, Shigaraki right there. He looks really, really cool. I'm going to be unboxing these much later down the line and do reviews of these. So look out for that. Subscribe for those, because it's coming. And finally, Himiko Toga. I love the detail in the face and just the detail in the overall body. I love this. I love how detailed they got for such a simple scene in the manga. Well, not simple, but it was big, but I love that they chose to make this. Anyways, thank you for watching the entire vlog straight through. Thank you for sticking around for the mini haul. Check out Snacky Girl down below in the collaborator section. And I'll see you in the next vlog.